Come on in, join me. Grab your cuppa. I don't know why this is not coming out properly. Anyway, grab your cuppa, come and join me. Let me know that you're here on this cold, chilly Saturday morning. Yes, I have my heated jacket on. I did have my little beanie and gloves on before, but I've taken them off. I've got my heaters on. It's slowly getting warmer in here into the studio. Let me know where you're from and what temperature it is where you are at, because I don't even know what is the temperature here right now. It feels cold. Let me have a quick look. Let's see. It is 10 degrees, but it feels like 5. That's why it feels cold. Good morning, everybody. Let me introduce myself. My name is Beck Hall. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in chilly Melbourne. Like I said, 5 degrees, or feels like 5. And I come live here every Saturday morning for a little bit of crafty chaos with you. It's a segment I do that I like to call Breakfast with Beck. So come on in, grab your drink of choice. Mine's a chai latte. Let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're from. Let me know what temperature it is where you are. Who have we got joining us this morning? Good morning, Christine. Good morning, Jacinta. How are you all this morning? Is it cold where you guys are? Feels cold here. I'm just saying. I got me snow pants on as well today and my heated socks. Heated socks, best thing ever, I can tell you. I've worn them every single day. I love my heated socks. Good morning, my friend Fiona over in the South Island of New Zealand at 1 degree. Goodness me. Well, at least it is 10 degrees here, but it feels like 5. So, you know, not kind of liking it much, but anyway. All right. So this morning, guys, I've got something a little bit different to show you. You know all of the talk, if you've been living under a rock, you might not have heard, but Stampin' Up! Has a new foiling machine out. Do I have the foiling machine yet? No, I don't. I am like you guys. I work to a budget every month, and unfortunately, when it first came out, it wasn't in my budget. I have since ordered it, but what was in my budget for the first order was to get some stamps and dies. Now, I wanted to see these stamps and dies and see what they did and what I could do with them if I didn't have my foiling machine. So I did. I got some stamps and dies, and I didn't get the foiling machine straight away. As I said, I'm like you guys. I have a budget that I have to stick to, and you know, I'm going to be truthful. It wasn't high on my agenda when I first saw it. Is it now? Hell yes. Yes, it is. After playing with these stamps and dies, I cannot wait to get my hands on the hot foil machine. As I said, it is ordered. It is coming. So we're going to have a play this morning, and we're going to show you what you can do if you don't have the foiling machine, but you still love the stamps and dies. So let me flick you down and show you. 14.6 degrees, Megan. I am a tad jealous. You're lying in bed, Christine. Yeah, well, if you got your heated blanket on, I probably would be there too. Good morning, Lynette. Hey, Marianne. Hey, Maura. How are you? So, like I said, I bought, these were the first two things that I bought. No hot foiling machine in sight anywhere. I just wanted to see what I could do with these guys and see what they look like. Touchy feel, you know, we all like, I like to touchy feel. I don't know about you guys, but it is something that I like to do and play with. You know, I like to get everything and play with everything, but budget, everything like that, you know, insurance and bills and whatnot all come at once. And yeah, so anyway, I got these guys, the Flourish and Frames dies, purely because I love this little bee here. Just absolutely adore him. And the Echoes of Detail, because, you know, who doesn't love a good background stamp or die. So, and these are the dies. So these are only foiling dies. So you're probably going, Beck, but if they're only foiling dies, why would you bother? Like, well, I got something I want to show you guys. And then these are the Flourish and Frames hot foil dies. So anywhere where there's a gold foil, that means that they're a foil die. But these ones here, it means they die cut, just like our normal dies that die cut through a die cutting machine. So yeah, so all right, let's get started. So what I want to do to start with is just show you the difference. You get the two dies. So these are your cutting dies here, this one here and this one here. And then these here are your foiling dies. So they feel different. They feel a bit like rubber. They don't feel like a die with a sharp edge on it. They just, yeah, I don't know. It's very hard to explain, but they do feel a bit like rubber. But they're not, obviously. They're very sturdy and very hard, like kind of like a die. So let's grab some paper and see what they can do. So what I want to do is grab some paper. Now I have this paper out because we were playing with it the other night for Facebook Live, and I just think, well, it's fabulous. I don't know why I haven't played with it before. So I'm just going to grab maybe some, actually, I want to make a card out of it, obviously. And I was thinking I like this one here. It's got a few of the gold tones in it, and we've got lots of paper with gold foiling in it, so we can mix and match. So I was thinking about using that there. So what I might do is grab some crumb cake. Some crumb cake here, and just some scrappy stuff, just to see. Got my scrappy bag here. These are big scraps. And I'm just going to put this aside. So this is going to be my card base. This will be my, base, and this will be my card front. But we're going to play with this, and we're going to play with these dies. So I'm going to grab this die here out, and then I'm going to grab the matching foiling die. So we've got matching dies. So see how that one layers inside that one there. And then I'm also going to grab Teflon. That's exactly right, Jacinta. They feel a bit like Teflon. So your Teflon pans or whatnot, that's what they kind of feel like. And then I'm just going to grab this brickwork one here. So let's put all of them aside for the minute. All right, so I have, here is a foiling die. This is a foiling die. And then this is just a normal die, okay? So what I'm going to do, start with, I'm going to cut out my shape with my Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine, and I'll show you the layers that you need to do what we're going to do today. It's pretty simple, like it's not hard at all. All right, so take those off for a minute. My floor, I really need to fix my floor. My floor has like a bit of a I don't know, it's unlevel, so I keep sliding backwards in my chair. It's not good. Oh, that's not going to fit that way. So I'm actually going to do it this way, because I might be able to use this negative as well, because, you know, we like to use multiple things. All right, so I'm just going to run that through, just like a normal die, like you would do with your normal dies, like that, and you'll see that it cuts out our shape, and it's a beautiful shape at that, isn't it? Love that shape. All right, so that's basically all I want to do with that one. Then we're going to change plates. So we're going to take off our cutting accessories, and we're going to grab our embossing accessories. So we're going to grab the plate number 2. This is if you've got one of the Stamp and Cut and Emboss machines. I think if you've got a Big Shot too, you can use this impressions mat as well, but don't count me on that because I don't know. I haven't tried it. But we're going to grab the impressions mat that comes. It's a Stampin' Up! Impressions mat. And then I'm going to give this one here a wee bit of a spritz. So let me, I did have my little water bottle here somewhere. I'm not sure where my little water bottle has disappeared to. Oh, here it is, sitting on my desk. All right. So I'm just going to give this a little bit of a spritz with water. I'm just going to do this off to the side. Now, why I'm doing this is because these dies, these foiling dies are really, 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 really thick. So now this is the foiling die, okay? So now I'm going to pop this foiling die back onto here, like so. I'm going to grab my grey plate, and then I'm going to simply run that through on my impressions mat. Okay? And then you'll see when we lift it up, it has actually embossed, but it is a super thick embossing. Like, I don't know if you can see that, but it is super thick. Like, I mean, you can definitely feel that that's been embossed. But wait, there's more. So right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this die over here, and I'm going to now run that through. Now I'm going to lose a little bit of the edge of my, you know, folder, but that's okay. I'm going to do that like that. So I'm going to lose a little bit of the edge, but it kind of gives me that grungy kind of look that, you know, a brick wall's just been smacked over the top of it. So I am in love with these dies. If I can't use them for foiling, which I know I'm going to be able to because my machine's on its way, I can also use them for impressions as well. So the impressions plate, is that the scuba diving one? The scuba diving one, I don't know what you mean by scuba diving. This is let me get my, here, it's this one. It is the impressions plate 167767. So I keep the instructions close handy because I'm always forgetting how to do the maths for it. So yeah, 167767. If you don't have that impressions plate, you need to get one, because oh my goodness, the depth of these impressions is amazing. All right, so we've done that. Now what I'm going to do is just grab my heat gun, because this is wet, so I just want to dry it off a bit, because I want to show you what I'm going to do next with it. Okay, and I mean, look, this is limited to our imagination. Like, you know, there's no, you know, you can do this, you can't do that. It's just a matter of what you're willing to try, I guess. Yeah, what you're willing to try. All right, so we have that. Now I'm going to grab some crumb cake ink, just the ink pad itself. We're going to open that up, and then I'm just going to go over the top here of this. Now this is the reverse side, so this is the side that if we were using an embossing folder we would use, okay? But the deal with this is we could use both sides. All right, let me just clean this off. We can use both sides. So this is the side that you would probably use. And I mean, it looked great when it was like just plain, right? I think it's one of the new one that, yeah, the new one that the puffy dies use. Yes, Megan, that's the one. But I'm going to actually use this side, and watch this. Look at this. Oh my God. How amazeballs does that look? Okay. So if you want that real grungy kind of look, just grab your ink and run that over the top. Now, I just want to show you one, because I have been playing with them, obviously. So I just want to show you a couple of other things that I've been doing with these dies as well. So I did use the brickwork one, and I just fussy cut that brickwork out. And so this is pecan pie with pecan pie ink, and then that's the reverse with the ink all over the top of it as well. Couldn't access comments. Oh, Julie, good morning. I don't know what's going on there. So this was, yeah, I just fussy cut it out and went over the top of the die with the ink pad. So this is using the shape, then this is just fussy cutting it out. Then this was just on a piece of cardstock randomly, and then I did put a bit of crumb cake ink over it. So this one here is using, let me show you. Where's my die? Hang on, hold the line. This one here. So it's using that one there. So, and in I don't know if you can see it, the camera's not going to pick it up, but in real life you can actually see that beautiful pattern that comes through from that embossing thing. And I haven't coloured that side, I don't know why I've done that. And then I used it here. This is two-tone cardstock, and you'll see I didn't spritz this one first just to see what it did. And it actually cracked and went this is how deep it cuts. It actually cut through the two-tone cardstock. But I mean, if you're happy with that like two-tone look, you could still use that. And you could even probably brush over that with like a sanding pad as well. And then this was when I spritzed it with just normal cardstock. So as you can see, it is a really, really good deep impression when you use that impressions mat. If you're not using them for foiling, that is. So I think what I'm trying to say is, yes, they're meant for foiling, but we can make other uses with them as well. All right. So let's move on to making our card. I hope that helps. I hope that sort of helps, you know, with what you're thinking or what's happening or, you know, all of that, all of the above. All right. So let's just jump in. We're going to, and I mean, don't forget, they come with stamps and dies, like, you know, just our normal stamps and dies. So if you're not overly, you know, impressed about the foiling, that's fine. That's super great. But, you know, there are other things we can do with them. All right, so I'm just cutting a card front down here to 10 by 14.4. And then I have this card base here. Actually, it needs to be scored. Let's score that. I was just about to fold it in half and be like lazy, but I figure I better score it. Better do the right thing, eh? Alright, so now we're just scoring that at 10.5. You could thread ribbon through the slits too, Maura. As I said, you know, us crafters are a pretty inventive lot. We tend to, you know, change things up for what we want to use and what we want to do with it. Like, look at that. How beautiful does that look? I just, you know, and either way, which doesn't matter which side I use, and I actually think I really like that side better. You know, it doesn't matter which way we use them. They're just fantastic. So, you know, I think the thing is, you know, just keep an open mind as to what you want to play with. Alright, now I'm going to grab some stamps. I'm going to grab this little guy down here with the nice flowers, and I think I'll grab this leafy one here as well. And then we're going to grab some white. I've got a strip of white cardstock here. And then I'm just going to stamp these down. And I might use, actually, I'm going to use pecan pie. If I can find my pecan pie on my desk. It's a bit of a mess at the moment. I'm in the middle of creating for our Christmas in July class, which I'm halfway there, but I don't know where my pecan pie ink pad's gone. It's disappeared. Just disappeared. It has. Alright. Well, oh, here it is. Oh, under cardstock. But I'm also super excited because today we're going to pick up some tables and chairs, and that means then the craft room or the renovation will be finished. Once I get my new chairs, it's amazeballs and it'll be done. Now, what am I disappointed about with these dies? Obviously, these flowers and leaves and stuff, they don't have dies that match it. So am I disappointed with that? Yes, I am. But you know what? We have tools. We have snips. We can fussy cut. So that's okay. We can do some fussy cutting. Alright, so I'm just going to stamp these down in crumb cake here with my amazing stampy tool. And then do I want to use... I think I might just do those two actually. And we're going to colour them in. So I'm just going to grab some hydrangea hue, I think. And I'm going to grab some, what's this one? Peaceful Pine, yeah. A bit of soft sea foam. And I think I'm just going to grab my little light, that's Balmy Blue. I'm going to grab Pool Party as well. Just a lighter version of the blue. And we're going to colour in some flowers. So I'm just going to use light hydrangea hue around all of these edges. Like so. I'm not going to be too pedantic about colouring it in too properly, just to add a bit of colour. You guys all know how to colour, so you don't really need to know for me to show you how to do that. But I'm just going to use the light in here like that, and a bit of light in here, just to put a bit of colour like that. Then we'll grab the bit of the dark, just put a little bit of an edge. So basically I'm just tracing over that pecan pie layer there, just to add that bit of darker colour in. And then, as I said, I wasn't sure whether I'd use the Pool Party or the Balmy Blue, so we'll check it out and see what that comes with. Does anybody do you have any questions over the heat foiling machine? As I said, I don't have that yet, so I really can't answer the questions about the machine, but I can answer any questions about the dies. If anybody wants to know something about them, or a bit of, just a smidge of Peaceful Pine in the leaves. I'm only just going to use the light ones, in the light leaves in this one, just to add a bit of tone to them. I've jumped my whole blue flower there, haven't I? I got distracted when I looked up for comments. Alright. I'm driving all the way to Thomastown to pick up my table and chairs. Why? Because they're free. Gotta love Facebook Marketplace, don't you? Light. Alright, we'll just put a bit of light on here, like so. We need a class to practice. Yes, we do need a class, Julie. I am, if you're coming to a team meeting on Tuesday night, we have Linda who has her foiling machine, and she's going to bring it along for us. So for any of my team, we're going to have a little bit of a play on Tuesday night with it. So, and that's for those that are obviously coming in person. For those that are on Zoom, I do apologise. But you will see it anyway when we're on Zoom. Alright. So every month I have a class, a team meeting, and we get together here in the studio and we do a bit of creating and a little bit of chatting and laughing, and we definitely do a bit of eating, that's for sure, with snacks and stuff. So team meetings are quite good every month. I look forward to them. Alright. And then I'm just going to use the soft sea foam to colour in the rest of that. Pushing a bit too hard there, Beck. It also means that it's running out as well, and I need a new one. I actually do really like these two colours together, soft sea foam and Peaceful Pine. They just blend so well together. Alright, and then I'll come back in, and I think I'm going to try the Pool Party over this flower. So basically then I'm just going to colour the whole flower in Pool Party, and that'll give me the lighter colours, the tonage on the flower. And I guess if you follow me, if you've followed me for a little while now too, you know, I'm going to tell you if something's good. I'm going to tell you if something's not. I'm very open and honest like that. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you. If I don't like it, I will tell you. But as for these, and you know what, the proof is in the pudding. If I'm not using it, well, you know, I don't really like it. So soft sea foam belongs with Pool Party. Oh no, Megan, goodness me, no. Alright, so now I'm just going to quickly fussy cut these ones out, and then we will do a sentiment and we'll finish off. So basically today it was just a quick card just to show you what these awesome, amazing new dies can do. And when I get my foiling machine, goodness me, it's going to be, yeah, amazeballs. So I'm just spewing that Australia Post takes so long to get stuff to me. when you live out in the sticks like I do, which is not really, it does take a little bit. Alright. Thank goodness my heated socks are up. My feet are absolutely frozen, even with all my heaters on in here. Oh, roll on summer is all I say. I complain about the winter every year. I really should move to somewhere like Queensland. Been to you, Megan, where it's a bit warmer. Alright, we're just going to fussy cut these out here. Lukey's gone off to work this morning, back at work for his first shift after his surgery a couple of weeks ago, so I think he's super excited. He's now 16, he's been studying his learner's book to get his learner's permit, so I'm super excited to start teaching him how to drive. Well, we've got to find hopefully he fits in my car. Alright, so I'm just going to pop this one up here, and then I'm going to pop that one down there like that. Then we need a bit of a sentiment. So we're going to come back into our Flourish and Frames dies, and we're going to use these two here. So this is a foiling one, this is a die cut one, and then I'm just going to grab a scrappy bit of white paper, and then we're going to die cut that out. So I'm going to grab my machine back in here, take those plates off, sorry, excuse me, pop these ones back on. I'm going to die cut this out first. So we're going to die cut that one out. Yoink. Take those die cutting plates away, bring in my impressions plates, and then we're going to line up our impressions die over the top here, like so, and then we're going to run that through. So that's how simple. It is very simple to get your impressions die onto your, can you see that? It actually looks 3D. So this side's really, really sunken, and this side's really, really raised. So I remember a while ago what we used to do is actually run a bone folder around the edge of our die to try and get it so that it was raised. Did anybody ever do that? Like, you get it so that you had more of an indentation around the edge of the around the die. So I do remember doing that. And then I'm just going to grab a good old stamp set called Happy Birthday Everyone, and I'm going to stamp To a Good Friend on here. So I'm just going to do that one. This is how super old it is. It doesn't even have a backing on it, but I'm just going to line it up on my lines here so I know that I'm going to get it nice and straight on here. Now, should I use the sunken side or should I use the raised side? What do you reckon? Let's see if I can get it to focus. So that's the sunken side, and then that's the raised side. Which side do you think I should do? Give me an S for sunken or an R for raised. It would be so good if I did. I know, Megan, just for the warmth alone. Where you're out in the sticks, Jacinta, I know, right? Yeah, let me know. But I'm just, while I wait for comments, I'm going to stick this one down over here. So let's just grab some glue and stick this one down. Oh, my glue's all decided it's too hard and it doesn't want to work this morning. Let's grab a different one. Raised. Debbie said the raised. Oh my god, this glue doesn't want to work either. I have quite a few backup glues, but none of them want to work because it's too cold. I wouldn't want to work either. No. Alright, let me go to my other glue in my pressy thing. There we go. Now we're cooking. Alright, I'm going to lay that down here, like so. And then I'm just going to, I might raise that one up. Let's grab some, what are these things called again? You know, the puffy things? Dimensionals. 17 degrees. Oh, Debbie, I'm jealous. Raised, 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 raised. Oh, you're all saying raised. All right, we'll do the raised side then. Okay, before we start sticking down. So I'm just going to stamp that. Actually, you know what? I might stamp that in a bit of Peaceful Pine. What do you reckon? Bring out a bit of the leaf. A bit of the leafage colour. Grab some Peaceful Pine here. Make sure we're going the good way to a good friend. And then I'm just going to line up my lines here because I know, oh, you know what, that's touched because it's raised. It's touched on my fat stamp. We're going to have to do the other side. Sorry. Sorry, peeps. But because it was raised and my stamp's a rubber stamp, it was touched before I could get it straight. Alright, so we've got to a good friend. Alright, we're going to use some dimensionals on this bit here. Might take your picky tool. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 in the middle. Like that. And pop this one down here. And then I'm going to grab some dimensionals on the back of this one as well. Oops. Like that there. And then on the back of this one. So if you have got the foiling machines and you do have an impressions mat, I'd love to see what you do with it. You can post it in the comments here, or you can pop over onto my Craft with Bet group and post it over there as well to a good friend. I'm just going to pop that there like that. But there we go. What do you reckon? How cool does that look with that beautiful background? And you know what? The camera so does not do it justice. Like, you can actually see the raised brickwork of it in real life, but the camera doesn't do it justice at all. So there you go. That's my idea to start with the using the new dies. I hope that helps. Looks like your glue needs its own. Yeah, I know, right? I need a little warmer. I need a little heat warmer thing. I hope that helps you with some other things that you can do with your foiling dies, not just using them for foiling. We can use them for impressions as well. So I'm super excited for what Stampin' Up! Has coming in our future offerings. They've assured us that there's a lot more offerings to come with the heat foiling. So it really makes me excited for heat foiling, impressions, everything. So yeah. So if you need anything, let me know. I'm always here to try and help you with your Stampin' Up! Journey. And yeah. So, alright, well that's it from me today. I've got to go and pick up some furniture. I will see you all on Wednesday night for Wing It Wednesday. But until then, if you do decide to run this through an impressions mat, let me know. Let me see it in the comments. Or you can pop it over on the Craft with Bet group. I'm sure everybody would love to see your amazing cards that you come up with. Because let's face it, they're all amazing. They're all amazing. Alright guys, have a wonderful weekend. And hopefully, yeah, I know, right? And then I might do some foiling on Wednesday night. Oh, I hope so. I hope it comes. Please, please. Let's pray to the postage gods. Alright guys, I will see you on Wednesday night for Wing It Wednesday at 8 o'clock. If not, I'll see you back here next Saturday morning for Breakfast with Beck. Alright, bye for now.